Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, faculty, staff, proud families, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2025. It is my honor to introduce our guest speaker, Mr. Keegan Patrick. Keegan Patrick is a visionary entrepreneur, technologist, and change maker who stands today as one of the Caribbean's most dynamic young leaders. Recognized as both a Caribbean 30 under 30 and 35 under 35 honoree, he has dedicated his life's work to shaping a more innovative, inclusive, and technology-driven future for our region. He is the co-founder and CEO of Obtronics and Riftbid, two groundbreaking ventures that are transforming the Caribbean's digital landscape, one through ecosystem building and youth empowerment, and the other through modernizing government procurement. His leadership has helped secure international partnerships, raise significant investment for regional innovation, and train and mentor over 1,000 young people across the Caribbean. Keegan's impact extends far beyond entrepreneurship, from global speaking engagements in the United States, Africa, Asia, and across the Caribbean, to building innovation hubs and championing youth-driven development. He has become a respected voice on the future of technology, AI, resilience, and economic opportunity. His work has been recognized by institutions such as the International Telecommunications Union, Caribbean Corporate Governance Institute, First Global Robotics, and the Youth Economy Agency. Keegan, a proud alumnus of Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, whose academic journey from the University of the West Indies to completing his master's degree at the prestigious Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, inspires young people across our island and region. His upcoming book, Premature Billionaire, distills his entrepreneurial lessons into a guide for creating opportunity, wealth, and meaningful impact. Today, he joins us not just as a speaker, but as a testament to what is possible when ambition meets purpose, and when youth are empowered to innovate, lead, and transform the world around them. Graduates, you could not have a more relevant or inspiring voice to help usher you into your next chapter. Please join me in welcoming our 2025 SALCC graduation guest speaker, Mr. Keegan Patrick.
Thank you for the introduction, and allow me to adopt the protocol already been established. And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good morning. Every time I am asked to do one of these, I always feel like I face the burden of answering the obvious question you are probably asking yourselves right now. Why should I listen? Why should I pay attention? To be honest, it's a valid question. Not too long ago, I was standing exactly where you are. Actually, that's not true. I missed my own graduation, like I missed everyone before that. But I did sit under the big tree, just like you. I did play cards, pack 5, pack shilling, under LFT and OTW, just like you. I even hosted not one, but 2 lawn parties, with the third one unfortunately being cancelled for undue or extenuating circumstances. In some sense, I wish I was standing where you are today, to start all over, and maybe this time not miss my own graduation. You may still be wondering, why listen to me? Maybe you're even started to wonder, how did someone once in my shoes end up attending the #1 university in the world? How did someone who started from a tiny rock in the middle of the ocean win over 160,000 US in scholarships to fund his bachelor's and master's degrees? How did someone from right here get selected as one of the Caribbean's 30 under 30 entrepreneurs? How did the same person raise over $1 million in funding for his businesses? Maybe you should listen. At this point in time, you are beginning your journey into the world. It is time to chart your own path. But before you do so, I implore you to take the time to define what success is. Many may define success as accumulating massive amounts of money that allow you to buy all the luxurious things in life. Some may define it as giving back to your family, maybe giving back to your community, and that makes us feel good. But I would like to dare to redefine that metric of success. My metric for success is how much value I can give to the world. The metric is not how many rectangular sheets of paper we can all collect, but the number of and quality of the goods and services I can offer to make the world a better place for my human peers. Money is just the medium of exchange humans invented to facilitate trade. Money only has value because a group of humans have conceived or convinced the population that it is valuable and that everyone believes that it is valuable. But the real value is in the products you will make, the art pieces you will draw, the services you will provide. The value is in your peers being so satisfied with the product or service you provide that they were willing to give you something in return. Now that we have a metric, a yardstick that we can measure success, let us define the term. Success is not about how much we receive from the world, but about how many lives we can improve. It is about how much value we can deliver to our peers and the people we share this world with. To create so much value that it would be unreasonable for someone not to want to help you in return. Let me paint a picture for you. Maybe a story might make it a little bit more real. In 2023, our company Optronics faced an enormous challenge. We needed to get a team of 5 students and 2 mentors from St. Lucia to Singapore for the first global robotics challenge, the youth robotics equivalent of the Olympics. The cost, $35,545. Our budget, practically zero. At the time, Optronics was a young company making around $50,000 a year, nowhere near enough to fund flights, accommodation, and the registration fee of $10,000 and still pay employee salaries. But we knew something crucial. This wasn't a money problem. It was a value problem. We knew our ability to get the team to the competition in Singapore was not about the dollar value, but about strategically finding who we can provide enough value to say that they are willing to waive our cost. We mapped out every major cost, and we asked ourselves, who can we provide the most value to? Flights, British Airways was maybe a bit too large. We did not know anybody who owned or ran British Airways. Accommodation in Singapore, same issue, a little bit too far. We didn't speak the language. We didn't speak some of the language. Registration fees, first global. This was our opportunity. We had real contacts. We knew people at First Global. But why would they waive the fee? Why would they care about a small island like ours? Why would they pay for us? That's when we saw the opportunity. First Global secures millions in funding by showcasing the life-changing impact of its competition. And we had a story that could help them do exactly that. My co-founder and I had competed in the first ever the first global challenge in 2017. That experience inspired us to start Optronics, a company that now trains the next generation of robotics engineers in the Caribbean. 6 years later, from 2017, we were no longer just competitors, we were mentors of the St. Lucia robotics team. We pitched our story to First Global. highlighting how we were living proof of their impact. One conversation, one application, and that's all it took. In a matter of days, they paid for our flights, accommodation, and waived the $10,000 registration fee, because our story was worth more than $37,525 US to them. When we arrived in Singapore, the impact was even bigger than we expected. Our team was featured on one of Asia's largest news stations. I was interviewed live on the First Global's main stage. We had turned our story into a currency more valuable than money itself. And that's the lesson. It's never about money. It's about providing value for the right people. You are the new generation. You are the new generation of engineers, the new generation of doctors, teachers, artists, masons, sportsmen, and the list goes on. You are the generation that is going to define the future of the world. We need you to be delusional enough to believe you can change the world. We need you. The systems built in the world today were formed by men and women no smarter than you nor I. They were built imperfect, and just a group of men a few hundred years ago created the systems and infrastructure we live in today. We have the power that a group of us today can change them. We have been blessed to be born in this new generation, a generation empowered to learn, produce, and explore more powerful tools than what has been existed ever before. You live in a time of artificial intelligence, humanoid robots, genetically enhanced babies, and I assure you, 20 years ago, all of these ideas were labeled as delusional. You must be delusional to believe that you are one out of a billion who will create an outsized impact on the world. You need to see your future success as inevitable, not just possible. Then you need to convince everyone around you that this is the future, and if they do not see it, they are crazy. But do not expect people to be complicit to your delusion, even the people closest to you. Expect there to be doubts in your vision. Accept the fact that you are the one who is completely delusional and not the doubters. They are in fact perfectly sane. Do not hold a grudge against the ones who will doubt you. They are acting on logical and reasonable assumptions based on historical data. And you are acting on intuition of some future series of events happening in near perfect order. You are the one operating from a place of innate delusion. To achieve extraordinary success, you must adopt a mindset where your future success is not a possibility, but an inevitability. This belief, though it may seem delusional to others, is what high achievers use to manifest their goals into reality. The great successes in history started as ideas so radical they seemed delusional. Every billionaire, every industry disruptor, every visionary was at some point labeled as crazy. But what separates them from the average person is their ability to make themselves believe in the impossible before anyone else does. Your inevitable success lays in your hands. The only enemy to success is you. It is not about the resources you are afforded, but about your resourcefulness to build a future you envision with the resources you have. You need to have the highest level of accountability for the outcome of your life. You need to hold yourself 100% accountable for the delta change in your life from the day you were born to the day you die. Your goal is to have the largest possible delta in your own life. Every aspect of life outside of your control is irrelevant to the reason why you will be able to create this large delta on your life situation. It does not matter where you were born. It does not matter who you were born to. Yes, you may look over your shoulder and say, it was easier for another person to achieve success because they were born into a wealthy family or they were born into a better economy, a larger country. But this is irrelevant to your life. We are tasked with making do with the hand we are dealt. Regardless, whatever the resources at our disposal, if any, are the tools we have to build our future. Whatever your chosen field, whatever your chosen profession, whatever your chosen career, your success is in your hands. Some people say you may need luck, but I don't believe in luck. Do so much volume that is unreasonable for you not to succeed. Who do you think will score more goals? The talented player who took 100 shots on goal, or the guy who took 100,000 shots on goal? I didn't get into MIT on my first application. I failed, but I applied again next year. I didn't get funding for my company the first time I pitched to investors. I didn't get funding the second time I pitched either. Actually, I got 279 people to take a look at my pitch deck. I was able to meet with and pitch 163 investors. I received 160 no's. Again, I'll say, I received 160 people, again after again, telling me no. But those 3 yeses helped us raise over $1 million. From the time I was born, my mother always used to tell me this, and I'm going to tell it to you too. You are the best, so be the best. My mother never told me to try my best. The goal wasn't to try. You had to be the best. I want you to do the same. I want you to be the best in your chosen fields. I want you to go into the world and be the very best at what you do. I want you to do more volume than anyone else in your field. I want you to provide so much value to your peers that it's unreasonable for them not to recognize your efforts. I stand here with immense joy to be in the presence of this group, because I know today I am standing amongst people that will help change the world. I am standing amongst the people that are going to shape our future. I wish you God's guidance and protection on your journey. Go forth and change the world. Thank you.